such a good leg. So it's like boom, ka-ka, ta, ta. And then I'm like, keep dancing, please. Hello, lovely humans. This is Riki from Riki Like Magic, and Shibby says hi. Today we are talking about BTS Dynamite, which is their latest dance that's come out. We don't have a dance practice yet. We have the VMA performance, so I'm a little bit nervous in terms of copyright and will this ever be allowed online, but sure, we're gonna go for it. For new visitors, this is a dance and mental health channel where I talk about dances, I make dance work, and I talk about life. I consider myself a defender of joy, and I hope this channel reflects that. Couple of housekeeping rules. I pause a lot and I talk a lot because this is not a reaction channel. I don't take requests from the comments down below. I take requests from my patrons. And this actually though was not chosen by my patrons. This was chosen by me because I'm never on trend and I thought I would try this thing even though it's kind of stressful. And also there's so many things that I saw that are hip hop and funk related and social dance related in this dance. So that's why I sneakily chose Dynamite. But then my patrons have like a ton of suggestions that I'm getting through. So if you want your voice heard, please consider becoming a patron. I also teach tutorials, provide 1 extra video a month, and I teach private one-to-one or small group classes on my Patreon. So if you are interested, let me know. And then finally, there is Circle Time. Circle Time is a safe and considerate place in the comments. I mean, it's hard for me to keep everyone safe, so keep each other safe by being kind, and you tell me what you see in the dance. I am extremely biased based off my own training and my own preferences, so Circle Time is for all of us to chat about what we like, what we dislike, what we see, what I missed, you know, and just kind of filling out the picture based off of your own experiences so that we can deepen the value of dance. That is my dream. Also, I'm super aware that my fashion choices are becoming more and more questionable, but the more and more I do these videos, the more and more comfortable I want to be. So this is kind of what I would wear in dance class, bar the earrings. Do you like my earrings? And I don't know, I feel nice. I mean, who's with me on wearing trackies and pajamas? I might wear pajamas one day, like comfortable clothes. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, BTS Dynamite. I mean, what is there to say? This is a really interesting dance because I said that I saw a bunch of social dance moves that I could name when I first saw this dance. However, I don't know all the names and I am sorry and I'm not perfect and I don't know everything. Okay, so that's what Circle Time is for, especially if you can name some of these movements that you see. This is a really funk, disco, soul, hip hop kind of inspired dance. I don't know anything about producing music, but the dance is kind of inspired by all of these elements, so that's what I'll be talking about. Yeah, let's just get started. 3, 2, 1. Nice, let's stop. Whoa, okay, that's so much. Right, I find it really interesting how it begins with the group and then they immediately leave. I don't expect that choice. I almost don't know why they made that choice, but it is a really lovely kind of uncovering of Jungkook. Maybe it's just the fact that they're like, we want to uncover him for his solo. And then he has a really long solo and it's wonderful to watch. And there's a couple of foreshadowing movements at the beginning. He does the MJ kick. You can never see my legs in these videos. That happens a lot throughout the dance and throughout the chorus, which is really nice. There's also this, like, we'll just go back and watch it. But there's also this really lovely kickball change, but you kick behind yourself. Well, he does. He kicks behind himself and steps over, which I also really liked. I thought that stood out for me. And then, yeah, let's just watch it again and I'll talk through it. Oh, yes, here. Okay, this groove. So the thing with this dance, this whole time, is they're actually doing a lot of like basic grooves as their choreographic movements. I'll explain what I mean by that as we go through the video. This is a very simple way of walking that comes from social dancing and hip hop, and I love how clear he finishes each move. It's very, very strong. I think the arms at the top add an exclamation point to the groove itself, which I really, really like. Here, so he kicks the MJ kick and then kicks behind. Oh, kick tap tap, that's what it is. He goes to the side, and then you'd think he'd go that way to step on it, but he steps behind himself, which I just really liked that. It was kind of surprising for me. What? Tap. I love that bit. So, me and my nerdy tiny details, but I love when he brings his arm up and he keeps going with that arm until the ding dong. So it's not like he comes up, he kind of is singing, forgets about the arm, and then goes ding dong. Like, this arm is continuously moving to the last second, and I find that so satisfying to watch. And that is a beautiful arm as well, by the way, Jungkook, if you're listening. It's just such a gorgeous, like, the length, the drop in the shoulder, it's so lovely movement quality wise. So this whole solo was really, really nice to watch, and his voice is just crazy. It suits this kind of music so well. He sings in English so well. It's fab. Okay, so this part would be probably my favorite part of the whole dance. It's so textured and intricate, and I am so freaking impressed with RM as well. I was not expecting that level of clarity in movement and precision, as well as attitude and swag and joy. Like, there's so much joy and intelligence in his movement. I'll show you what I mean. So first of all, this leg, wait for it. Oh, such a good leg. How high do these legs go? And it really hits the snare so well. And it's nice that they're all doing it at a different angle as well. So they're kind of going around in a circle doing that leg. I really like that leg. Nice. So my eye goes to J-Hope there at the beginning of this movement. I don't know what that's called. I'd say it has a name. Lads, there's so many names in hip hop. I can't get over it. But literally that move that they're doing, I did a beginner's routine to Finesse by Bruno Mars. Literally, that's one of our first movements. So I should know the name. But I never thought that there was a name. Maybe there isn't a name, but that's definitely a familiar, recognizable movement. So if you guys know the name, please tell me, and sincerely, I apologize. So yeah, my eye immediately goes to J-Hope, and then kind of RM just steals the show, obviously because it's his moment, but it's not immediately clear that he's the center until he kind of comes forward just a tiny bit, and then watching him, so there's these arms that he does in a second that I freaking love. So that's it. I know it's so simple, but here, there's this reach that he does so expertly and drops it in on this squeezing slow motion thing that meets the music perfectly, and it's really professional the way that he does it. It's very controlled, and I know this is the choreography and he has worked that movement quality, which is why I love it so much, and it fits the sound so well. And then I don't know why, but I love this random scampering over to the center, because it's not random, and it is kind of scampering, but it's not random. Like, there's something happening that completely contrasts. I don't know how to say that word right at the moment. And then he drops into the center. I freaking love this. Like, there's this kind of urgency in the running over, and then the kick into the lean then completely brings it back to the previous tempo, which is so lovely to watch. This is why this is my favorite part of the dance, because the tempo changes are stellar. I don't think I've ever used that word yet. They're stellar, yes they are. So let's watch all of that again. And I love how the kick as well, he's not dropping low. That's so interesting. He's not dropping low with the leg, none of them are. It's a choice to just kick the leg up and keep the spine centered and keep it not reacting too much, which means that it gives off this feeling of casual grace or strength or something. So there's this kick and then they lean to the side. So it just makes it more full of attitude as well. Do you know what I'm talking about? So let's do this again. Let's see if I can remember. Boom, ta-ta, boom, to change. And then they do a shoulder, ha! So it's like boom, ka-ka, ta, ta. It's so nice to watch. Oh. Yeah. So there's this consistent, obviously in the song, there's a metronome in every song. And so they're playing within it. So they're playing with the lyrics at one point on chain, and then money, you know? Fab. Then it's J-Hope's turn. Yes. Oh, lovely. Very simple choreography for J-Hope. I like the ball change coming. I don't know why I like the aesthetic. It makes the flares and the heels on the shoes and then the diamond and just the space he takes up. And that side to side movement could be called a shuffle. Not quite sure. Hey. Kind of interesting choice in terms of I don't understand why he comes to the front and then runs away again almost immediately. I think that could have been done more sophisticatedly as a formation change to bring Jungkook forward for the chorus. Okay, this chorus is so fun. It has such a strong beginning. Ka, 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 ka. It hits the 4 main beats at the beginning, which is just so pleasant to watch. And I just love the clarity. 2, 3, 4, and then they drop. So it's all quite mid-section, the movements, and then it drops into the foot. And it goes through the music then. So it's not hitting each snare anymore. You're grooving through, which is lovely to watch. And then it's quite simple. It's easy to follow this chorus, which is maybe the aim so that people can like bop with them. I will say it's not here where he shines the most, but Jimin in this freaking dance, I can't. You can tell how much he loves doing this dance. And he also brings this insane sharpness. And the way he hits stuff is just mad in this dance. 2, 3, 4, groove, ha, groove, ha. Hey! So, my one and only move that I definitely know the name of is when Jimin is forward and they do this wide shot here. This little Charleston step to the side. That's called an MJ. I know we have many MJ references, but within hip-hop culture, hip-hop dance culture, that is an MJ. And I always thought it was just a variation on the Charleston, but a Charleston goes in and out and forward and back. And the MJ, apparently Michael Jackson coined this way of using that movement and only went outwards. So that is officially the MJ. If you don't know much about the history of hip hop, and I am only a guest in the culture, like seriously, so I learn as much as I can and then forget everything because it's so huge, and then I try my best to remember. But there are techniques within hip hop, but hip hop dance is a party dance that's next to, for example, locking, popping, house, breaking. So people think hip hop is just this one big term, but it's not. So that's why I was really excited about this dance, is because it has a basis in a lot of actual hip hop movements. But then how hip hop came about was through normal social dances to music at the time that was usually funk, that turned into hip hop music, also had inspiration from disco. It's just this kind of melting pot of dance. So what I see a lot in here are a lot of social funk dance movements that have probably become hip hop techniques. It's just, I don't know the names. It's really hard to explain, and it was so hard for me to learn when I first started, but it's just really exciting to be seeing them in quite a pure form in such a modern K-pop culture. That's why I'm excited about this dance. Let's keep going. Hey! Yes. Okay. I love Taehyung's whole energy in this dance. He has a lot of eyebrows going through this dance. He has a lot of facial expressions that I love. And I really like, from a choreography point of view, how, because I wondered why they start his piece at the side, but it's because that he grooves into center for his next part of his moment, which is really, really nice. Also, don't know the name of this again. Boom, ta, ta, boom, ta, ta. I may know the name of it now that I've done it in my body, now that my body knows it. Because that is a really, really common groove when you're learning basic grooves of hip hop. And I think it comes from the Rocksteady. And the Rocksteady is named after the song of the same name, Rocksteady by Aretha Franklin. And I don't know if you can see me, but you go down and up, down and up. And I don't know if you know the song, but it's like, rock steady, baby. And it's amazing. And then this was a main groove, used in the hip hop culture. So it could be a freaking rock steady. I might know something, actually. Here we go. He's class. I'm just so in love with how much they're enjoying this dance. Like, I've watched some of the B-side videos and the MV and things like that, and I just think what's so attractive about this dance is it's so fun, and you can tell that they're having fun, and the song's been stuck in my head for days. And I just, you know, I love just the cheeky, it's not even cheekiness, because I use that word a lot with BTS, but it's joy. It's just a lot of joy. It's very pure. Feels very pure and not put on, not like faked joy. It's very nice. I love his presence in the center at the front. However, I cannot stop watching Jimin. These shoulders towards the end, I'm like, stop it with the shoulders. So just 1 second. Look at him. I don't know why. It's like he stops a little bit, like literally a fraction of a millisecond longer than everyone else. So like, toom, ta, ta, ta. And he'll stop there a tiny bit longer, which makes him look sharper. And then I'm like, keep dancing, please. I love that ending. Go on, RM. Yes. Oh. Stop it again, Jimin. I'm sorry, Sugar. Sugar, you're lovely in every way. And then look, the way Jimin stops. Whoom, I don't know the movement. Whoom, ta ta, whoom, ta ta. It's the stop and the over exaggeration of the body parts as well, which I think is just really aesthetically pleasing for this genre. Really like sticking forward and like making a shape. It's so lovely. Ha. So happy. Class. Like, he's so placed in this dance. Even all of those gestures, it was just him to camera doing different gestures, but they were so clear and he looked just so happy. You know the way you can tell, even when someone isn't smiling, you can tell by the body. This is why I love the body. You can tell people's kind of states, I think anyway. And I believe he's extremely happy doing this kind of thing. I think, I don't know, it feels like he gets to go somewhere that he really likes going, you know? Hey! Class. V coming forward. What? And just the formation changes of everyone throughout that is so lovely. And there's just this kind of power that's like coming at you, and it's almost like it's sucking the people in to cross. Let's just watch that. It's so nice. So like here, so he's doing a variation of the happy feet coming forward. I can't show you, but the things he's doing with his feet are called happy feet, or if you're doing it in locking, it's called the float. It coming forward is a very difficult thing to do. To travel the happy feet it took me ages to learn, because it's a completely different weight distribution. So you learn a particular weight distribution for the happy feet, and then moving it forward is another kettle of fish. So I just love how he's actually doing that technique coming forward, and I think that's what grounds him and makes him look so strong, which is class. Yes! Okay, let's watch it all again. I just want to watch it all again. I want clearer arms, because I really like the formation change going past. So hopefully for people who know me, know that I mean no ill will. It's not with any bad intention. It's just when I think the formation change is really nice, and then the arms make it not as clear, because I actually can't tell what each member has to do at each point. And so then that dilutes the experience for me. However, V coming forward is just such a flipping joy. So that's why we're watching it again. And then look at his leg. No, this. Like, the leg coming through isn't just a leg. It's an elbow and a shoulder and a freaking ab crunch at the same time. Like, did you feel that? Did you see that? Do you sense the intensity? I love how he takes all of his time there, and he's like, I'm just going to show you a little bit more because it's my moment. Yes. Hey! Yes. Love it. Okay. Jin! He is giving it socks. Even later as well, he like has all this passion with the dance. You can see he's just like in his element of having silly, silly fun, which I really, really love watching him do. And then I love this choice of the choreography in the next bit, because it's just so simple and cute. And it's when that they actually share the same groove, so the movement looks bigger. So between Jungkook and Jimin, they're doing the same movement, but their hips are obviously moving the same direction. So the move looks bigger, and it looks like it's traveling through two different bodies, which I very much like. So look, tap, tap, so it goes through. Yeah, it's so nice. Hey! The confidence! I love it. Nice. I am not the biggest fan of that movement, because I prefer some of the other parts of this dance, but I think it was chosen to be able to be followed, so I completely understand the choice, but it's just not my favorite. Oh, I love that part. Okay, it's like happy times, happy times. This is what I love about BTS in general, is that they can move so quickly and like react to bits of the music that are so pleasantly done. So they're skipping and skipping, and you think they're just going to be doing that for while Jungkook is to the camera. And instead, it's like skippity, skippity, and they're so loose in the body that you don't think that they suddenly drop on this lovely part in the song that makes total sense for them to drop. And it's like this little, it does this little something to me. It's such a nice moment that is always a lovely, surprising joy, I think, with them. I spoke about Bepse a while ago. That happens a lot in Bepse, in that version where they're just like playing around, they're just acting the fool, but they're always so light on their feet that they can keep changing texture and quality so quickly that it's so nice to watch. So this is a moment of that. So watch this. Skippity, skippity. Happy? Ah! So it's like he goes, so I'm a... Or there's something that he says in the back of the song, you know, the back garden of the song, and it's so nice. Yes, like stop, Jimin. Stop it. That boom, boom, boom. It's done so much more aggressively by him than everyone else. And he means it. He means it. And so therefore I get super excited by the key change. And yes. Yes. Let's just watch it again. I just want to watch that again. Yes! Oh, and the cannon. Lovely. They all come up at different times. Then it's the repetition of the choreography, but they've changed direction. Grease, that's MJ? MJ? Yes! So it's just a lot of repetition then at the end. They do change directions at first on that key change, and then they come back into normality. Like, I do say this isn't my favorite, but it's pretty easy to do, and so it feels really nice to connect with them on something that you can literally do immediately, which is really nice. So, you know, fight with me in circle time. Well, healthily and respectfully disagree with me in circle time. That's completely fine. But yeah, and then there's just a lot of repetition. We're gonna watch it one more time. Yes! Yeah, we do have this ending. That's different. That's changed. And look at even that screenshot, lads. What? Also, let me know what you think about this background. Because I've been talking about the dance the whole time, I've really been able to hone in. But when I first watched it, I found it highly distracting. But that's because I get overly stimulated very quickly. So this is a lot in terms of a background. So let me know what you think about that. Yeah, finish. Hey, and then they're on the screen. I mean, there's just a lot going on. Anyway, we're done. We're done. Let me know what you think. Yeah, hopefully this will stay up and I can actually post this video. Now it's circle time. Now it's your turn in the comments. Just let me know what you see. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, what you think of this dance, what it makes you feel. Being honest and vulnerable is a hard thing to do on the internet, so we want to nurture that environment and listen to each other's opinions, because wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice if you could talk to people about what you think without fear of rejection and hatred? Okay. Also, if you want, you can check out my Instagram. I've been putting up my own choreography to BTS's work. I'm in partnership with a professional videographer and we have lighting and it's a whole thing that I'm super excited about. Check out my Patreon if you want to, if you're interested in supporting artists and helping us make a living and not having to bow down to the man, essentially. Anyway, thank you so much for your time, and if you enjoy this video, you can like, you can subscribe, you can ring the little bell that gives you all the notifications, you can share it with your friends, and you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Remember, you are who you choose to be, and you are part of something bigger and deeper than yourself. And Shibby says bye. Yeah.